Okay, introduce yourself, Jairaj.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. My name is Jairaj Gaikawat. Currently, I'm working as a SAP MM, Associate SAP MM Consultant in Innovative Global Solutions Private Limited, Hyderabad. Here I worked on one end-to-end implementation project and one support project. In end-to-end implementation project, my role and responsibility was gathering the requirement, then working on the RISE object, preparing the KDS document, and train the users. Coming towards my support projects, currently I'm working on one support project where I have the few change requests. I'm handling with a few change requests and incident management. Coming towards my educational background, I completed my Master of Management Studies from Mumbai University and BE in Electronics and Telecommunication from Mumbai University. Coming towards my hobby, I like to sing and like to play the badminton. And coming towards my nature is honest. Thank you, sir.
Okay, how many implementation you did?
One end-to-end implementation I had done.
Wow. For which client?
PBF client,
Okay, where it is
USA,
located?
USA.
USA. Okay.
Yeah.
Which version you implemented?
2022.
2022.
22.
Okay. What was your role in that implementation? It was an end-to-end
Um,
implementation or means from realization phase you involved on that like this?
I got involved during the business blueprint documentation. Means just started that project, and I recently joined that organization. So they involved me in that activity, where I was preparing the KDS document, gap document, and then in the realization phase, and then under the final preparation, I was preparing this user training document, and I went to on-site also for user training purpose and go live support.
Okay. What was your exact role in a blueprint?
It was the gathering the requirement from the customer, understanding their as-is process and how it can be implemented in the SAP, that is a to be process. Then in between this, if there is any gap, then identifies those gap, and then preparing the gap document and list down the master data which they are currently using in their legacy system, that is master business vendor master, material masters, this kind of data, and I was preparing it.
Okay. Just 1 second. Can you explain any one gap that you felt challenging?
One gap I was working. Uh, mm, okay, so it was decided to have the under the announcement and the report. One report we have prepared it, and one announcement we have done. So report point of view, the report was they wanted to have the means whenever the user posting the serialized material, so they wanted to have the serial numbers in the particular material document, which is not available in the MB51 report. So my role was to uh, prepare the custom report based on the material document and their posted serial number, because that standard SAP in the NSEP table, we don't have the serial number posted for that material. So that was the report I have prepared it,
Then what
custom
was
report.
your solution for that?
Solution for that is capturing the particular material document from the MSEC table, item number, and the MATDoc year, then pass to this serialized table, that is SER03 table, and take the object number, that is a common key. Take the object number, pass that object number to the OBJK table, where we will get the serial number of that particular material document against that line items.
Okay. And what was your team size
My team size was around 15, sir.
for material management?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And currently you are working on the support project, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, do you know the business partner concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Explain the configuration.
Okay. So business partner function is nothing but configuration of the business partner, vendor master, and the customer master. So coming towards the MM point of view, we have the main focus on the business partner and vendor master. The configuration perspective, the first step is we need to create a vendor account group. and we need to create a number ranges for that vendor account group. Then assign this vendor account group number range to the vendor account group. Then coming towards the for this particular vendor account group, based on the requirement of the business, it can be the external number or internal number. For our client, it was the external number, so external number checkbox got selected for that. Then for the business partner configuration, first we need to configure the BP grouping, and then we need to configure the number ranges, and then assign these number ranges to the BP grouping. Then we need to link this BP grouping and the vendor account group. And if the business wants the same number for the business partner and the vendor account group, so, to avoid the confusion, then we have to select the same number while assigning this BP grouping and vendor account group.
Okay. What is a vendor sub-range concept, Jairaj?
Vendor summary concept is nothing but when I will explain this particular concept with the example. So suppose the particular vendor supplies the multiple products. Take an example like paint and chemicals. So based on their product, the price, their payment terms, and their currency based on the vendor location who is providing that particular material will get changed. Now, in order to maintain this particular data, SAP has given the functionality of vendor subrange. So vendor subrange we need to activate at a vendor account group level. Then in the once we assign selected that particular checkbox in the vendor account group, while during the creation of the BP, in the FLVN01, that is purchasing view of the vendor, under the purchasing data tab, we need to maintain the vendor subrange. Whatever we have means we need to create a vendor subrange like for the paint and the chemicals. So based on that, we will maintain the data like payment terms, delivery date, currency for that particular vendor subrange.
Okay. What is a partner function concept?
Partner function concept is nothing but suppose my particular vendor is in the USA, but I cannot procure that particular material every time from the US, like import. Okay. So here we need to suppose the particular vendor has their offices spread in India and plants are nearby to that vendor. So we will procure those materials from the vendor. Now here the particular invoicing party and the goods receiving party means goods receiving party is different. So that is yes, ordering address or the good receiving party is different. So in order to maintain those particular good receipt vendor and the invoice party vendor, the SAP has given this functionality of vendor partner function. So here the configuration steps are: first we need to activate the partner function in the vendor account group. Then we need to create a partner role, and then we need to assign those partner roles to the vendor account group. This is the third step. Fourth step is we need to create a partner schema. Fifth step is we need to assign those partner schemas to the partner role, whatever we have created. And then we need to assign those partner schemas to the vendor account group as well as the purchasing document type. So while creating the particular PO for that particular document type, when we assign that particular main vendor, we will have the partner function where we need to mention that all the partner function will come once we assign those partner function in the BP. And then like suppose my good receiving partner vendor is different. So during the good receive, under the Migo screen, under the partner tab, we will see the main vendor and along with the supplying vendor. So this comes because of the vendor partner functionality.
Okay. Do you know about purchase requisition release procedure configurations?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
So purchase requisition has a release procedure in a two ways, that is with classification and without classification. So with classification is nothing but with the characteristics, and without classification is nothing but with classification is with characteristics, and without classification is nothing but without characteristics. So coming towards the with classification, first we need to create a release first we need to create a characteristic like based on which particular thing we need that particular release strategy need to be get triggered. Then second is we need to create a release class. After creating the release class, that is nothing but 032. That is the standard release class we need to use. Whatever the release characteristics we have created, we need to assign those characteristics to the release class. Then we need to create a release group, assign those release class to the release group. Then we need to create a release codes and a release indicator, and then we need to create a release strategies for that.
Okay. What is a user ID mapping concept in a release procedure?
User ID mapping concept is nothing but suppose if there is a particular five business users are there, out of which only three particular users have the authority to approve the particular PR. So we need to map this particular user IDs. Means basis team or the security team will map this particular user IDs against that. What we can say, sir? That.
Okay.
So that is nothing but the mapping of this users, right?
Okay, that is okay. Then tell me, suppose we are posting any goods moment and some accounting document are getting created in the background. So how the general ledger accounts are coming into that accounting document?
So this is coming with respect to the automatic account determination concept, which we use in the SAP.
But how exactly? What is the
Okay.
logic behind that?
So logic is like first, sir, configuration here is expected or how is it?
Configuration in the sense, what is the flow of the GL account? What
Okay.
is coming?
Okay. Okay. So whenever we suppose I will explain this particular scenario with the example, like suppose we are posting the GR of a particular PO. So during the particular good receipt of the PO, the moment type will be 101. That is the standard 101 moment type. And there will be the material. So from that material type, and from the plant, company code will get determined. And from the company code, chart of account will get determined. So in automatic account determination, three major contributing factors are: first is a plant, second is a material type, and third is a moment type. So from the moment type, system determines the transaction event key. From the plant, as I said, company code will get determined. And from the company code, chart of account will get determined. And from the material type, valuation class will get determined. So this valuation class is assigned to the account category reference, and this account category reference is assigned to the material type. So in the OBYC setting, based on these particular three combinations, the system determines the GL account.
Okay. Good. Okay. Then tell me, suppose we are creating PO and pricing procedure come in PO. Okay. So how this pricing procedure comes in PO?
So the pricing procedure comes in the PO with respect to the vendor and the purchasing organization. From the vendor, it will determines the vendor schema group. From the purchasing organization, it determines the schema purchase organization, and these two schema assigned to the pricing procedure. So from the pricing procedure, condition type will get determined. From the condition type, access sequence will get determined, and from the access sequence, condition tables are get determined. So with this particular flow, system evaluates the price for that particular condition.
Okay. What is a statistical indicator in a pricing procedure?
So the statistical indicator is if we check that particular checkbox against that particular condition type, the value of that particular condition type will not get considered for the total cost of that PO or the total net price of that PO.
Okay. And what is the subtotal?
Subtotal is mm, no, sir, not able to recollect.
Okay, no problem. Then tell me, what is the concept of supplementary conditions?
Uh, Supplementary conditions are like which are used in the info record. Like PB00 is a gross price condition. So after that, whatever the conditions other than the gross price are there, like suppose cash discounts are there, freight charges are there. Those are nothing but the supplementary conditions.
Okay. Then tell me the standard condition types given by SAP.
Standard condition type is first is PV00, which is automatically get determined if the info gross price, which is automatically get determined if the info record is maintained. PBXX, which is nothing but the gross price again, but if the info record is not maintained, then we need to maintain that particular gross price manually. Then FR B1, that is the freight header level condition, freight based on the value. Then FRB2 is a freight based on the FRC1. Sorry, FRC1 is freight based on the quantity, and FRA1 is freight based on the percentage level. Then RBRA01 item level quantity based discount, RB00 header level percentage based discount, and SKTO cash discount. These are the standard condition types I am recollecting now.
What is SKTO?
Cash discount.
From where this value will come for
Uh,
SKTO? Could you maintain the condition record for SKTO?
yes, sir, we can maintain.
Okay, okay. Just check in the system from where this value is
Okay.
coming.
Okay.
Then coming to what is a blanket procurement?
So the blanket procurement is nothing but the consumer procurement, where quantity is not a major consideration, but value is important. Where the suppose business is frequently buying some particular materials frequently, so then it goes with the blanket PO. The blanket PO has a document type FO, that is framework order, item category as B, that is limit, and account assignment category as K. And for there will be the no GR for that particular framework order PO. And coming towards the accounting entries, consumption accounts get debit and vendor account get credit for that particular posting.
Okay. What is overconsumption and underconsumption in a subcontracting PO?
Overconsumption is nothing but suppose we are giving the raw materials to the child components to the vendor, a subcontracting vendor for procuring the for producing this main finished product. Suppose if the business has given 10 particular pieces of the raw material, but in turn now the vendor is asking more quantities in order to produce the desired quantity of the finished product. So again, we need to supply those raw materials, requested quantities to the subcontracting vendor. So that is nothing but the overconsumption. So here, once that material has been extra material requested by the subcontracting vendor, we need to give that particular meter with a moment type. That is again, we need to do the transfer posting with a moment type 541. That is providing the stock to the subcontracting vendor. Then once the GR has been done for the entire finished product, that is once we received the finished product, then we need to do the subsequent adjustment against that particular PO, where the accounting entries will be generated for the uh, finished product as well as the child product. So here the moment type will be child for the finished product. Moment type will be 121, and for the child material, the moment type will be the 543 minus, because that is consumption. So that is overconsumption, and under consumption is nothing but the vendor is in return gives the remaining quantity of the raw material which we have provided. And at that time, again, we need to do the subsequent adjustment. But here, yeah, the accounting entries will be exactly opposite to the overconsumption, where finished product movement type will be 121, and raw material which the vendor is giving back to us, the moment type will be the 544.
Okay. What is the consignment procurement?
Okay, the consignment procurement is where suppose the business having the scenario where the particular material which they are procuring from the vendor is very crucial for their production. Like without the particular stock of that material, business cannot start that particular production of that finished product. So in this case, if they requested the vendor to give the particular quantity of the material advance to us, and they will keep those particular materials in the business's premises, but the ownership is still lies with the vendor. That is nothing but the vendor consignment. So here the particular PO we need to create with respect to the item category as K, that is vendor consignment. Then we need to post the GR, that is 101. Here only material document will get generated. No accounting document will get generated because ownership is still with lies with the vendor only. And whenever the requirement happens from the comes from the production, so we need to take that vendor consignment stock to the our premises. That is 44411K moment type. And here the accounting document will get generated. That is stock account BSX will get debit, and consignment payable, that is KON, will get credit. And then we need to do the settlement with the MRKO.
Okay. Tell me, what is a physical inventory process?
Physical inventory process is nothing but whenever the business is doing their stock evaluation, like how much stock they have in their premises. It can be the this activity can be a quarterly, yearly, or half yearly also. So they will create the physical inventory document with respect to the plant and the storage location, and they will list down the materials for which they want to do that physical inventory. So here counting of the stock will happen. The person will manually count those particular items, and then he will post that particular count into the system. So with the MI04, he will count that particular physical inventory document, and then he will post that particular differences with the MI07.
Okay. And what is a posting block and pre-book inventory when we execute a MI01 and on initial screen two checkboxes are there? What is
Yes,
use
yes.
of that?
Okay. So while creating the physical inventory, if we select that checkbox of posting block, then for that particular material, any goods movement will not happen. Like particular, suppose GR for ABC material is there and PO is open for the 100 quantity. And if the physical inventory is created by selecting that posting block, and if the user is trying to do the GR of that PO or any goods movement, then the system will throw the error. Means system will not allow to do the goods movement. Freeze book inventory is nothing but if that particular ABC material has suppose 1,000 quantity in a stock as per the system in the MMB report, then if I select that freezing block in freezing book inventory, then that particular then after creating the physical inventory, user can still do the good receipt or the goods movement against that particular material, but in system the stock before creating this physical inventory document, whatever the stock is there, that will get freeze. Once the user posted that difference in the system, then only whatever the goods movement has happened, those stock and counted stock, the calculation will happen, and then desired stock will get calculated in the MMB report.
Okay. Tell me, what is the intercompany STO? What are the configuration steps are required and what are the process steps?
Okay, intercompany, na sir?
Yes, inter company code to
Okay.
company.
Okay, so intercompany stock transfer is nothing but transferring the stock between the two plants which belong to the two different company codes. So here the first is we need to create a supplying plant as a vendor under the FLVN01 under the vendor general data tab. There is a plant field. We need to mention that supplying plant over there. Then second step is we need to create a receiving plant as a customer with a FLCU01. Under this customer data tab, we need to mention that receiving plant. Then third step is maintain the company code data for the supplying plant, and sorry for these customer for maintain the company code data for the customer billing. And then supplier data we need to maintain, that is supplier should be created with the purchasing organization of the receiving plant, and supplier should be created with the company code of the receiving plant. So these are the master data configuration. Then coming towards the SPRO configuration part, first first we def first we need to create it define the delivery type availability check for the supplying plant. Here the document type will be the NB. A delivery document type will be NLCC, and availability check rule is B. Then we need to determine the shipping point. So the shipping point will get determined based on the shipping condition. So the shipping condition again we need to maintain in the customer master, and loading group which we maintain in the material master, and supplying plan. So based on these three combination, system determines the shipping point. Then we need to define the item category for the delivery. So where item category is item category for the delivery is NLC, and it will be maintained for the norm, that is item category, which will be maintained in the material master. And then we need to assign the document type one-step procedure for the for the supplying and receiving plant under delivery tolerance. So here we need to assign the document type NB for the supplying and receiving plant. So these are the configuration activities we need to do. From the business process flow, first we need to create a PO with respect to the document type NB. Here we will give the supplying plant and receiving plant. Then we need to create outbound delivery with respect to the transaction VL10B. Then we need to post the goods issue. So here the during the post goods issue, the moment type will be the 643. Supplying plant will get credit, and cost of goods sold will get debit. Then we need to do the billing. Here the document type for the billing is IB with a transaction VF01. And during the billing, the accounting interest will be revenue account will get credited and customer account will get debited. Then we need to do the GR, that is VSX will get debit and WRX will get credit, and then invoice receipt, that is vendor gets credit and WRX will get debit.
Correct. Tell me, what is output determination?
Okay. Output determination. Output determination. Here we will use to trigger the output type. Suppose, for example, after creation of the PO, the particular output type is the particular form needs to be get triggered. That is the GR slip or the PO document we need to supply to the vendor. So here we will use the output type determination concept. So output type determination concept starts with the condition table. So for which particular for which particular fields this particular output type the business want to get triggered. So that field we will maintain in the condition table. Then we need to create an access sequence. Then in the access sequence we need to mention the condition table. Then we need to create a output type, and in the output type we need to mention that access sequence. And during this particular configuration, we will communicate with the technical team about the form they will develop in the backend, and for that form they will ask for the logic. So we need to provide the logic for that hard-coded fields which needs to be printed on the GR slip or the PO, and then we need to maintain the condition record.
Okay. Do you know what is a contract and scheduling agreement?
Contract and scheduling agreement. Yeah, so little bit I'm aware of it.
Okay, tell me.
So contract and scheduling agreement both are referred as outline agreements. The difference between the first I will tell the contract, that is contract can be created with respect to the quantity or can be with respect to the value. So the parameter is WK or NK, and there is a validity period for that. So that is nothing but a contract. And coming towards the scheduling agreement, so the scheduling agreement is like, mm, we will generate the schedule lines for that particular scheduling agreement. Suppose if we order the quantity from the vendor, like it's 1,000 quantity, so at which particular days we need business need that particular 1,000 quantity. So we will distribute the quantity over the time period. So that is nothing but the scheduling agreement.
Okay. Uh, do you know about CBP?
Consumption based planning.
Hmm?
Sir, MRP need to be reviewed, sir.
Okay, no
Sorry.
problem. Okay. Okay, that is okay. I will stop recording.